Hello, 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 y'all. It's your girl, Sean LeRae, and welcome back to Boss Talk. That's bold, one of a kind, sensational superstars. And that's you.
One of a kind.
Well, we are back again on a Wednesday, y'all, and y'all know that is Hump Day. So go ahead and put in the chat what you are doing that's going to help you get through to the weekend. Because you know here at Boss Talk, we love the weekend. So we're going to talk about holistic wellness tonight. So think about it, and if you have some friends out there, you know, that one friend who could use some help creating a routine, sticking to a routine, and owning her wellness or his wellness, then take a minute and send the link. Well, thank you for listening to my theme song. Y'all know I love my theme song, and I would be remiss if I did not shout out Mr. Wayne Lindsay and Alana Lindsay, who are responsible for that amazing theme song, Boss Talk with Sean LeRae. So, as I was saying, are there times when you want to commit to your wellness, want to commit to the things that you know that you should do that will make you the best version of yourself, but something gets in the way? And even more so, are you in the helping profession and you are taking care of everybody else, but you're not taking a moment to take care of yourself? Often I wonder about like how people decided to go into the wellness industry, and even more holistic wellness. And so, as you know, my practice is Living Loved Pathways to Holistic Healing. And I do believe that as a therapist, we are responsible for not only the issue or the problem that our clients come in and present to us, but all the things that surround it: mind, body, and spirit. So if you're out there today, let's say hi. Let's see. Hey, Soror Karen. Thank you for tuning in, sis. Nice to see you. And we have, yes, coach and therapist, Felicia Hunt, the newest member of my therapeutic family. Welcome. She says, love it. Absolutely. So do either of you have certain wellness things that you need to practice that you don't, or are you even stuck? Do you even know what it requires to commit fully to your wellness? That's mind, body, and spirit. Because my guest tonight is really committed to not only her own journey in that vein of holistic wellness, but she is also committed to helping not just her clients, but other wellness professionals commit to and even learn what it looks like to have a wellness practice. Well, hello, Mr. Seals. Thank you for joining us. And thank you. He says, I look fabulous. Thank you so much, sir. So I want you guys, if you have that friend out there who you know could benefit from hearing what it looks like to actually have a wellness routine and what that entails, how to get there, and then how to commit and stick to it, then I think I want you to take a second and go ahead and send that link out to that friend. So just go ahead, take 30 seconds and send it out and say, girl or sir, gentlemen. You can please send it out to your male friends as well and invite them to commit to taking care of themselves and tuning in tonight. So I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds. And then I want to get my guest out here. So first, I want to, let's see. Wait. Mr. Seal says, I am back to juicing and positive thoughts. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. I love that. And juicing is it is a very important factor because it allows you to give your insides a rest. Because sometimes, and especially maybe not you, Mr. Seals, but sometimes people put foods in their body that actually tax their system. So I'm sure Dr. Casey will be able to tell us more about that. And Felicia says, yes, meditation, setting my intentions, practicing keeping a cool head and good character. Ooh, I absolutely love that. So I have been practicing keeping a cool head in Los Angeles traffic. Okay. So anybody who lives here knows exactly what I'm talking about because it can be challenging. And I have had bad habits around that. I have been the one to say some not lovely and unnice things out of my little mouth. And so now I am just, when someone cuts me off, when someone makes that really um, horrible move in traffic, I thank them. I say, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you needed to get over there? Certainly. Thank you. And although it may sound silly, it keeps me in my own spirit and it keeps my energy just where I want and need it to be. So you can use that. Anybody out there, you can use that. Well, so I want to get my guest on so that you all have time to chat with her. So I will tell you a little bit about Dr. Casey Winans of Meraki Wellness. Dr. Casey is an internationally known celebrity holistic wellness expert and music artist member of the Grammy Award winning Winans family. Now, after receiving her doctorates from Palmer Chiropractic, Dr. Casey Winans soon realized that movement, laughter, and the natural sources of air, water, fire, and ice are the true medicines for the body. She is also full of supernatural faith and believes God has given us the power to supernaturally heal our bodies from the inside out. Dr. Casey has traveled throughout many countries such as India, Europe, and Russia to teach students and wellness professionals how to curate simple yet effective programs while leading successful and healthy lifestyles. She utilizes modalities of classic Pilates, spinal alignment, and many more, which I will let her talk more about. Dr. Casey uses meditation practices and positive affirmations as she believes they are also key in her wellness delivery because she believes a balanced mind and balanced speech creates a balanced body. So, without another word from me, Boss Talkers, please welcome Dr. Casey Winans.
Hi.
Hello,
Hello.
hello. How are
Hi.
you this fine evening?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me, Miss Shauna Ray. And you look
Absolutely.
fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm so excited for our chat tonight.
hmm
So, Dr. Casey, well, first of all, I always like to talk about how we met. So, we met through a personal invitation from um, your uncle, who is also the music man behind my theme song, Wayne Lindsay. And you were just moving to California, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yes. And where did you come from?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Ah, okay. Now, where were
Mhm.
you born and raised?
Well, we can just go to Detroit. You know, the whole family, most of my family is from Detroit. So,
I got it.
yes,
Yes.
raised in the snow, but I had to get out. I had
Yes,
to get
indeed.
the
And listen, you don't have to tell me twice. I am from good old Toledo, Ohio, which we always say is a suburb of Detroit.
yeah,
So
right?
the boss
So, yeah.
talkers are saying hello.
Hi.
Felicia says hello.
Hi,
Um,
Felicia.
so yes. Okay, here we go. Soror Terry from Detroit, Michigan in the
Hi,
house. In the
Terry.
house. Yes, yes. So how long have you been away from the cold and the snow?
A very long time. I moved when I was well from the cold because with chiropractic school I went to um let's see, I lived in DC for a little bit after school, and but away from Detroit it has been, man, almost 20 years now. It's been
Okay,
like, yeah, it's been like, I believe, 13 years.
okay,
13 or
okay.
15 years, yeah, so I
Now
wouldn't
I
say
was
as much of I'm still a Detroiter. I guess I'll still claim it, but yeah, no, so DC was actually my last snow day, and it was enough for me.
got you. Got you. I actually was in Detroit in August, and you know how hot it is in August, girl.
Yeah,
So yes, I
hot
was in
and
Detroit and Toledo.
yeah, hot and humid.
Yes, yes, indeed. Absolutely. So tell me, Dr. Casey, what sent you on this wellness journey? When you started in chiropractic school, was there a plan to be a holistic practitioner?
Well, well, first, what started me, I actually knew I wanted to be in the wellness industry at a young age. My mom, she purchased a reflexology book,
Mm,
and I was 7, and so I played around with it. I learned about the Eastern wellness and their lifestyle at a very young age, so that was intriguing. And then let's see, I was always athletic and healthy throughout high school.
mhm.
And then in college, my good friend, Dr. Josh Axe, introduced me to chiropractic and the neurology. So I learned a lot about that. I did become a chiropractor. As you said, graduated from Palmer Chiropractic. And then I realized that lifestyle is everything. People were
Mhm.
coming in the office just for a quick fix, just pop, just to feel good real quick. And then,
Yeah.
they'd have all these wellness aspirations and goals, but we couldn't get to those until we got to their home, right? And so realizing that the home was the key, the foundation is key. No matter,
Right.
you can go see any doctor, you can do all these things, but if your home is not sufficient, then it's pointless, really. So,
Mhm.
with my over the years, I realized that movement is key. So Pilates increases the body's natural frequency and voltage, and
Mm,
allows you to hold musculature longer without
mm,
having to so focus on. Well, you get results fast. You get results. You start to feel it like the next day, and the more you do it, you can trim the waist. My clients, they with consistently, they lose 2 to 3 pounds, no, 2 to 3 inches in their waist each week.
yes.
And my last client, she lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks,
Wow.
in a healthy way. And
Yeah.
so we look at classical Pilates as the foundation, and then super active, hyper voltage foods and equipment for the home.
Hmm.
Keep you
Well,
healthy.
so what do you find, Dr. Casey, is the biggest challenge for most of your clients?
The biggest challenge, the biggest challenge, there are different categories, kind of different categories in a way, because the first, the, I'd say the first biggest challenge is telling everything, right? Because a lot of people don't even want you to know their business. So you, to, in order to heal, in order to progress, and in order to get help in any situation, you need to tell what's going on,
Mhm.
So yeah, so a lot of people don't really like initially saying everything that's going on with their bodies. And then
Mhm.
um
Well, wait, Dr. Casey, I'm a therapist, okay? And people come to me to help them with, what's going on in their life. And sometimes they don't want to tell me what's going on with their
yeah, it's like, well, how am I supposed to help you? They get so quiet. And I'm like,
life.
well, what are your wellness? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
can
we
attest.
about to hear this pin drop or what? Okay. Wait, we have a
Yeah.
question here. Let's address it. Oh, hey, Sora Terry says, are you related to the well-known Winans in Detroit? So,
Yes. Yes, I
yes,
am.
she is. You missed her
Yes.
bio.
Yeah.
She is related to them. So
Yes.
yes. So hence she is very musical as well. Yes, indeed.
I am.
Yes.
I
So
mean, how can
okay, say that again.
I said, how can I not be?
Right, exactly. It's in the blood. So
Mm-hmm.
so you say that people come in and they don't want to tell their business. Okay, so they don't want to give you the full picture of what's going on with them so that you can design a plan that works for what is happening for them. Okay. All right.
So
What
over
else?
time, people open up,
Yeah.
and then slowly we overcome the challenges of addiction, right? Because sugar is addiction, um,
Mm,
and I found it very interesting how a lot of people say, like, I want to do your program, Casey, but I don't know if I will. And I'm just like,
ooh.
don't you control your body?
Mm,
Don't you? But
yeah.
no, there's just truly like two different entities on their shoulders
Right.
and telling you what to do. They're just like, I really want to do it. I really want these results. I just don't know if I will.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, so accountability. So the program I did create is an independent. It teaches a person how to become independent and self-sufficient, right?
Hmm.
And truly how to be age gracefully on the way being your own doctor. So you don't have to um I learned that a lot of people like to use other, their doctors or, yourself as a therapist as a crutch. Oh, my therapist said I had to
Mm,
do X, Y, Z, or my doctor said, it's like, no, what do you say?
right.
You want?
Yes.
What do you want?
Absolutely.
And how are you going to see that through? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what my goal is and why I created my program. Um, for people, it ranges between people that just finished surgery to people who are healthcare providers, because I did find a lot of healthcare providers not taking their own advice, you
Yes. Yeah.
and that can be,
Physician heal thyself, right? Listen
yeah,
to
that can be
yeah.
challenging in itself, because you want to be there for everyone at all times, and many
Mm-hmm.
times you need to be there for yourself. So
Right.
we create that plan for you, and we see what that looks like fully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
what I'm and learning to incorporate is I am my best billboard,
Yeah.
right? And so I am a talk therapist, although I use much more than talk therapy. That is like one of the least things that I really incorporate. I like to use other things that make people talk. So there's music, so there's art, so there's mindfulness, there's all these other entities that I bring together that help people open up, that help people even understand,
Hmm.
sort out, and all of that, their own thoughts and their own feelings and emotions and all of those things. So working holistically, when you incorporate mind, body, spirit, um, I think that those things are the things that help you get to the physical movement,
Mm-hmm.
the accountability, the wellness. And so for me, Shauna Ray, personally, I find that when there are all these other things that are making noise in the background and stealing bits and pieces of my attention, my wellness program goes zoop.
Yeah.
And then what I realize will happen after that is a sickness will catch me, you
Mm.
know, and that's because my whole resolve is down. And so that means I'm eating sugar. That means I'm not sleeping. That means I'm not doing the mindfulness practice and all of that. So then the enemy is like, ooh, 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 got her, boom, and crashes in. And so I'm in a revamp. And I think that it's important, like, how do you help clients when they crash not to burn?
Grace. You know,
Grace. Ooh, I
yeah.
love that. Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Because words are powerful, and part of my program, I really do try to instill, our program is faith based, but I do try to instill renewal through positivity,
Yes.
and letting them know that it's okay. Yesterday is gone. You have a whole new day ahead. God's mercy
Yes.
renews every morning, so should ours. So letting the
Yes.
person know that it's okay and that they have a plan in front of them. The
Mm,
light at the end of the tunnel is you. You are the light. And
beautiful.
so just run for whatever you want to go for. So Thanksgiving is coming up.
Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. I feel like so. Wait, full transparency. I'm a client. Okay, I'm a client, but I ain't seen Casey in a month. Okay, so some things been going on in my life, and I want to get back involved, and I want to do it because one of the things, I'll be honest, you said, let me just right now, you said Thanksgiving is coming up, and I thought, well, you know what, I might as well wait and get started with Miss Casey after Thanksgiving, but no, Casey, absolutely not. Now go on. What were you gonna say?
So funny. I was gonna say that I've had quite a few texts and messages, from clients who are like, Casey, can we hit a restart after Thanksgiving or like a week after? I'm like, of course. Because, it's so important. To be mentally happy is so important. Truly. I mean, you can do all the practices, you can eat all the food, you can do all these things. But if you're, not just mentally at a great space, then, knowing that it is okay, that of course you can hit a restart, we can try again, after Thanksgiving. Because I get it, it's tradition,
Sure.
it's just, I mean, Thanksgiving, it hits every single sensory, your
Mm,
smell, your eyes, the good feeling, the hugs, the kisses, the
yes.
family, the colors, the scent, just
Yeah.
everything, the sound. It
Hmm.
just it just immerses. And so the clients who have decided to continue to push through, I told them, have fun. I have a young lady, it's her birthday weekend and Thanksgiving. I was like, girl, turn up. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Do you,
Listen,
boo?
have fun. Do what you gotta do. But I'm here to remind you, okay, it's over. Um,
Right.
no, the fifth, maybe, let's try. I tell everybody, try not to go over five. Try not to go over five. What is it when you come back for more? Five
Oh,
plates.
helpings. Five
Yeah,
helpings. Yes.
try to go over 5 helpings in a day or just like that weekend. So, we'll see how that goes for the people that wanna continue. But I try to say, try not to go over 5. Try to make it like maybe if you go back for 3 plates and then,
Hmm.
because I know you want some sweet potato pie, right? Like, try to just have a little self-control, but, for the people that are just like, "Girl, I'm going crazy. I'll check back with you later."
I'll
Um,
holler back.
yeah. So they'll be going through a very deep detox and
Yeah.
rigorous training, for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so tell us a little bit about the detox, because there are people who will, and Thanksgiving notwithstanding, that will go and do the Monday morning quarterbacking, right? So they're like, okay, I'm going to start on Monday. Then Monday doesn't come, and they wait another week, and then come Sunday or Saturday, they're trying to detox to get ready for Monday, and just on a continuous pattern. How does that work with your body?
So you're saying not fulfilling what you say you're going to do as far as
Well,
so
people
intuitive.
who what I'm saying is people who constantly say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, and then they don't, and they are constantly going to the detox, using detox almost as a plan.
Oh, well, first your neural pathways no longer begin to trust you, right? They just
Oh,
stop.
girl, say that.
Yeah. So there's a part of your brain that just does not, the muscles don't truly contract anymore because it's like we're not even going to use that part because she doesn't, your body's very smart. Your
Mm,
body's, she does not, we don't know what she's not going to do it. So we're just going to shut this part of the brain down and she's just going to use this one. Just like food. If you are, um, let's say you fast, but then you break the fast with fried chicken dinner, and so the body uses that biscuit fried chicken dinner to actually hide that because they're like we don't know when she's going to eat again, so we're going to hold that fat near her hips, which is a yeah, which is a popular place. And so when you decide to come back from detox, and detox is so broad, right? It's like, well, what kind? Um,
right.
if you bounce in and out of detoxes, that's not very healthy mentally nor
Mhm.
physically, because you're spiking up your blood sugar, up and down, and your intestinal tract tends to not be uh, how should I put this? The pre and probiotics are not really there.
Mm,
So
mm,
that's not a very healthy thing because it causes your immune system to lower. It can cause it to lower, right?
mm,
So for those people, sometimes detox. Well, let's say for my people, right? The people coming off Thanksgiving, we usually start very slow. We do more so of depending on who it is. So I do look at where you live, um, the season you're in, and Ayurvedic, if you want to go that deep, as far as to be Ayurvedic or your blood type. Okay.
mhm,
So we do look at those things. I look at what you already eat, so it's realistic.
mhm,
Um, but starting off with like, a smoothie in the morning or a cold pressed juice, there are specific recipes and specific ways you should drink it, or it can be actually damaging for you. Okay.
mhm,
So the cold pressed juice, the smoothie, and then depending on who it is, some people like to do intervals or they like to not eat until 2 p.m.
mhm.
So lunch may be like an arugula, spinach, olive oil, and type of salmon. So again, based upon your blood type, if you are type O, I do suggest that you eat meat and, to your discretion. Particularly, I love bison. I tend to have my clients eat bison with their meals. It's high B vitamin complex, very
Mm.
protect meat. It protects your muscles, your vagus nerve very well.
And it's
Um,
fat, is it not?
what'd you say?
It's lean and low in fat, is it not?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is lean and low in fat, and it's high. It has higher bioavailability than like beef, than like cow, right? And
Mm,
so, dinner, excuse me, we always like we might do the bison and then finish with like a tea of some sort in the evening.
mm,
So we slowly wean first into just like kind of fluids during the day, and then the one meal in the evening, and then that next week maybe just depending on who it is, they may go on a fast for about 3 days, and then
Mhm.
slowly come off that fast. So
Uh-huh.
I strongly do not suggest Thanksgiving fast. And
Right.
then, yeah, no, you should wean into one meal a day, then wean into a fast if you want.
Hmm. I got it. Okay. Now I'm gonna put up a comment here that Mr. Seals put in. He says, Thanksgiving is a stressful time for turkeys, so don't eat the bird. So I know where that comes from. He has been reading, and we read something along the lines of cows have been seen to cry before the slaughter, and that they know that they are going to be slaughtered. Some of them, it is said, they know that they are being groomed, if you will, to die. And that causes stress in their bodies. And so this stress creates enzymes and that are unhealthy for humans. Do you know anything about that? And what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so not because I read anything. I was with my church and they went on a fast. And so I did go on a fast, a vegan one.
Mm-hmm.
It was only like it was 30 days vegan, and that ended up for me being 7 years. Just
Wow.
because I felt amazing. I felt really good. And
Uh-huh.
so I stayed on it, and I stayed on it just because I felt great. Um but while being vegan, of course, I read about it, right? So many people make the choice. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the things I did read and get to understand is how a lot of um, a lot of the animals are either strangled or they're killed different ways, right? And that can release a metabolic chemical reaction in the meat and cause it to not be as healthy, right? So
Yeah.
that did cause me to look into different companies to see their process, right? Because some
Mhm.
have a process of gas, some it wasn't gas. It was some sort of, because you can't do gas. We can't eat the byproducts of the gas, or we shouldn't. It's like the
Right. But
pesticides.
this is
Um,
America, so we don't know. I'm just
Lord,
saying.
you're right. And so there was a specific process. Well, I know I think I mentioned his name already. My friend, Dr. Joshua Axe, he actually, it was years ago before he got super popular and all that stuff. He actually still owns a farm, or part owns, but him and a friend, I think his friend, his name is Elijah or Israel. They package their meat, and they have their animals and they cut um, a specific way to
Mm.
where that chemical is not released in the body. So when I came off from being vegan, um, I did eat their meat, um, and so yeah, I do know about that. But I think you should look into how the company's history. If
Mm.
that is something that's extremely important to you, which I
Right.
understand. Um, you should look
Mhm.
into the company on how you know they're getting their steaks, they're getting their turkey
Lord.
legs or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
really eat turkey, but I see what he's saying.
right.
I
Well,
understand.
Dr. Casey, you mentioned Ayurvedic um,
Yes.
herbal um, processes or herbal foods, or so can you speak a little bit more about that? What makes something Ayurvedic? What does that mean for the bus talkers out
Okay.
there?
Yeah, so Ayurvedic practices, they are seasonal rituals. You look at, well, they're, first of all, to know your specific Ayurvedic um foods, um, and foods, herbs, oils. It's called a dosha quiz. Okay, it's a quiz that you can take online,
Mm.
and you take the dosha quiz. They tell you, your dosha for that season, and you don't have to, but Ayurvedic itself, you look at this season, you look at where the person lives, and their age. You account for different things, and then the goal is to eat the in-season foods, and
Mm-hmm.
then eat based upon your time of life. I don't want to say emotions, but everyone are at, maybe different times. You may have a mom who's done breastfeeding, or maybe she just had the baby and she wants to get back to exercising, right? Her emotional status, her energy level, her blood, her the iron is different than a young lady who just maybe graduated high school, or a young man who just wants to get ready for, get in shape for his wedding, or get ready for the next bodybuilding competition or boxing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really just meeting people where they are. And yeah, somebody posted, yeah, there you go, the dosha quiz. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
I did.
um
Yeah, there it is.
truly is meeting people where they are, and going from there. So it can change. I'm very um based upon where you're going, where you are in life, it can change. So mine has always been like pita, or sometimes a lot of people, once you guys understand the different types of doshas and Ayurvedic practices, pita means fire. It means you're very driven, which I am, right? I'm very
Mm-hmm.
high velocity, wake up at 4 a.m. person, ready to just run a 5K.
Slay
I'm
the
like
world. Slay the
a
world.
big, yeah, a very high energy person. Um, and then, but during the fall, a lot of people can be kapha, which means that there are a lot of internal inspirations, but the couch is looking good, right? And so,
Right.
yeah, yeah. And so we look at the proper herbs and foods to help you get off that couch, and maybe, do a few aspirations that help you get to the goal,
Mm-hmm.
or
So
not. Sometimes you need to
it sounds like, yeah, because maybe that's where you need to be for that season.
Yep.
But it sounds like that. So the Ayurvedic way of life, or way of eating and being, is based on you and where you are in a particular season or time in your life.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, boss talkers, if you're interested in that, go ahead and grab that quiz there. It was on Chopra.com. So I'm guessing that's Deepak and them. So go ahead and grab that quiz. And if you have larger questions, of course, you will find out how you can reach Dr. Casey to get, further information and education on that. So we have a question from Dr. Felicia. She says, have you helped people who have a genetic blood disorder like sickle cell disease?
Yes, I actually more so early on in my career, one of my close friends and one of the young ladies I ran track with, she actually had it, and we did a lot of in-person body work, and she was still able to perform, and she was definitely probably the fastest girl on the team. And so with blood disorders, the main word I'm looking at right now is the word disorder, right? So how I generally come to, I don't want to say like, attack or help heal, because I do believe every and anything can be reversed and healed and cured. That's my belief. And how we
Mm,
do that is we create order.
mm,
First of all, with your actions, with your foods, we create rituals and we create consistency, and that does allow your DNA and your blood to do the same. Of course, we look at the blood type and the foods that are supportive of the blood type. So with
mm,
clients going through something like that, I am a little bit more of a stickler. I am a little bit more of on top of them with staying on their program, and not veering away during Thanksgiving, right?
mm,
But sticking to the blood type foods, and then also we actually go further. and we look at your water intake. Okay, so I
Mhm.
am with the voltage based water company, and they're more than a water company. Dr. Shinya, who invented the colonoscopy, invented enagic Kangen water. And so I do drink that faithfully, and I do have my clients do that as well. And so that it does
Mhm.
have studies where that actually has begun to reverse and heal
Mhm.
um, the sickle cell disease. So, with consistency, the proper eating based upon blood type, and increasing or increasing your voltage does truly it helps the body heal. So, was there any other question or anything specific with the sickle cell, um, or did I did what I say suffice?
Mhm.
Um,
I think it might have it. We'll let her go back and
okay.
if she wants to add something. Did you want to say something else? Go ahead. It sounded like you were
Well,
gonna.
yeah, I was going to say, of course, the oxygen. So I don't when I say water, it just sounds so just like water. So it's more than that. I was just going to add, and this is me more so getting into my program itself, but my goal is truly to help everybody change their language. You know, if I ask you, like, hey, Miss Sean Leray, what's your voltage? What is your voltage for this week?
Mm-hmm.
The typical question is, I don't know. We
Mm-hmm.
forget that we actually a bolt of lightning voltage is 300 million, like 300 million um volts. Our body is 3.5 trillion volts.
Wow.
We don't we haven't been catering to our electricity.
Wow.
So everything has been so, like, think about it. When a person wants or need more life, they have to electropulse their heart. Everything goes back to electricity. To if someone was, you know, flatlining, they're bringing out those guns and they're gonna shock you until you get back up.
Right.
So why not consistently shock yourself daily,
Mm. Ooh,
right?
girl. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so we look at
I like
different
the
ways
consideration.
to shock the body consistently. And it's not shock, it's just, infuse what's already in you. You have to
Right.
consistently infuse that. So you do that on a very high level. And
Yes.
there are more tools. We generally get into voltage therapy in like month 3 of my program. The program is 3 months because that's how it takes. That's how long it generally takes the body to heal itself. But like month 3, we get into the voltage part, because then your foundation should be solidified.
Mm-hmm. Soror Terry says, the Lord knew I needed to hear this today. I have been sitting on the couch for the last 2 days. Yes,
Hey
Soror,
Terry, girl.
we need to increase your voltage, girl.
I love it. That's so funny.
So, Dr. Felicia said, no, I have it and wanted to know. And then she has a further question. She said, this is great. Thank you. What do you recommend for kidney failure?
Kidney failure. I um I
This one
honestly
comes on.
pretty much go back to what I just said with the voltage, the electricity, and a way to do that. The thing is, this just sounds, what I'm telling you, if you never heard it before, it sounds crazy, and I know this, and but it's okay. Um, if you let me know what state you're in, I can see if someone around you has the Kangen water. But it is over 300 millivolts of the electricity. And outside of the water itself, as far as my plan, we do movements that increases your body electricity. So one movement that increases the body electricity very strongly is planking, right? And many
Oh,
people are like, "Oh my goodness, I can't plank." So kidney, We will look at the food. We will look at planking and wall sitting. Sitting is excellent for kidney health and helping restore the kidney itself. We will look at your telomere, the length of your telomere. You need to know your voltage, your blood type, your telomere health. And we will look at actually helping renew your telomeres. And so there are different foods that can do that sufficiently and do that fast. So we look at your movement, your food, your supplementation. Some of my supplements and teas I actually make by hand, and those are the herbal packages. And I'm looking at the comment. That's funny. She got hurt.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be looking at them. I'm gonna put them
I
up for
know.
you. It's hard not to look at it.
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone does.
For your kidneys, we're looking at your movement. I suggest a wall sit and try to do 60 seconds, build up to 3 to 5 minutes doing your wall sit. And then I suggest your foods, look at your blood type and dark red, dark purple food. So we go to red cabbage and like figs, maybe. Okay.
Ooh.
And then, so I'll give you recipes that help stabilize those. And then, of course, the voltage and your supplementation. And so, yeah.
Wow.
And then
So I would like to say that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say dandelion, very simple, but very powerful herb.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's fine because I used to eat dandelions as a kid. So I guess.
Hey, girl,
I was ahead of the game. I was.
That's why you look so good.
See, there could be, huh? I love it. Thank you. So, one thing I want to say is that Dr. Casey and I have been working together on a program that we will be offering out of my office. And Dr. Casey, I love this about you. You are not only a healer to the healers and to your patients, but you also have a heart for giving back. And so, your program, if you would tell a little bit about the program that you have and that you're going to be doing through Living Loved. But hold on, I want to just jump these comments up. She said, "Sorry, Terry took the quiz. Her Vata or Vata is 10%, Pitta is 70%, and Kapha is 20%. So can you kind of decipher that for us, Dr. Casey?"
Of course, yes. So Terry is a very driven woman. And so I would say to balance all of this out, because the goal is balance or homeostasis. Some cucumber, cold pressed cucumber juice, or like cucumber water is great for you. To bring up that Vata a little bit. So Vata is very flowy. Like if you've ever met people who are just very like, you're just like, what do you want to eat? And they're like, whatever you want to eat. And they're just always so just like that. But sometimes that a little too much of that can be airy and no focus or incompleted projects and things like that, right? And so we would need to increase that Vata just a little bit. And the cucumber is very good. Hummus, your body will really love hummus. Cinnamon, your body does love cinnamon. And so I'll start with those things, just a few things. So the Vata, very like airy. Pitta, very like, I know what I want. I'm going for what I want, and nobody's going to get my way. Thanks. And Kapha is very just like, where are we? Like, huh? Like, are we? Kapha is very set in stone. They're very grounded, but they're great at bringing people back to imbalance. Very grounding people, but still just very like, I don't have to go type thing. Like,
That just all of that just described the Terry I know very well. And it makes sense though, because Terry is a coach. She's a coach.
Well,
she's a leadership coach.
Yeah.
and all of that. So I think those things really bode well for you, Terry. Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah.
Mr. Seals said it sounds like you are saying through diet you can create more subatomic within your body. And
Yeah.
yeah, and one of the things that Mr. Seals uh, is an advocate for and studying is living and eating according to the biblical law. And so I know that the incorporation, because some of the things that you're bringing in and practicing are from Middle Eastern practices, but I think that connecting all of these practices together is fascinating because no matter what your faith, it aligns with all these different um, ways of believing and practices. So I think it's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Uh, Dr. Hunt says that's Dr. Felicia, one and the same. We need to get busy. I'm sold. Need it says control information. I bet that was supposed to be contact
Oh,
information, and you'll get that. Stay till the end. And Terry says thank you for that information. Absolutely. So, Dr. Casey, when you're so very well versed on so much of this, and I want to just switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about functional neurology, because we know of I read about it, there are two kinds of neurologists. There are medical driven neurologists, medicine driven, et cetera, et cetera. And then there are functional neurologists. And I am afraid that I will not do it justice if I explain. So I'd like to ask you to let the boss talkers know what a functional neurologist is. And there is Dr. Casey's information. So please go ahead and take that down, Felicia and everyone. Okay, so go ahead. Let us know about functional neurology.
okay. So functional neurology, it has there's nothing invasive, okay? And I did that on purpose. So actual, neurosurgeons, there's a lot of cutting, and I did not want to see any blood with my profession. So functional neurology, nothing invasive. We actually balance the nerve and send um, neuro increase neural activity and connectivity to different organs or brain and things like that. So what is most popular for beginning was autistic children. Okay, so getting them to actually be able to calm down in a class setting, be able to sit still, or learn and different things like that. So functional neurology, we actually there are different ways you can move the body to increase your attention span, to increase your memory, to use your whole brain, to connect your brain to body, and really turn on and use the vagus nerve, the cranial nerve that runs through every parasympath- parasympathetic parasympathetic pathway, which is the pathway to help the body really really relax and calm down. So we touch on different nerve tissues, turn the body back on through movement. And so my way of doing that, there are many different ways. You can turn certain ways, you can lay specific ways. Classical Pilates, I know I mentioned before, but um it does hit every single nerve. And so and it aligns the spine at the same time. So I'm not like, I notice, so I can give you my testimony of it. I was a 400-meter hurdler, number 12 in the nation. Right before Olympic trials, my hamstring pulled, and that was devastating. And I decided that I would find a way to help athletes. Initially, that was my heart, to really only help athletes, not go through what I went through. And what I had was a muscular imbalance through movement, through nerves, and of course, I really was not thinking about my eating lifestyle. And so, classical Pilates, I did after my first class. I woke up and I was like, okay, something happened. This is different. I woke up energized. I felt like I had a 12 pack. I was like, pain that I was having before was gone. And as I learned more and got more in depth with Carrick Institute, so that's where I did functional neurology in conjunction with chiropractic. Um, I learned how the and the consistency and the movements itself from Pilates aligns the spine, creates a strong core, and turns your increases your energy or your voltage in your body. So yeah, that's functional neurology,
Okay.
aligning the spine and increasing the voltage in
Mm,
specific places, right? Because
right.
many autistic children and adults, they just haven't. They've been looking at their phones, right, lately. Like this
Yes. Yes,
glitch.
indeed.
And stretching. Oh my God, stretching does so
Yes.
much for your brain. You
No, it's
know,
very interesting. That very stretch that you just did there, and there is someone I want to connect you to because I think you guys are very much aligned with one another in the way that you work. Is Misty Powell, and Misty Powell of Holistic Healing Arts, and she was one of our presenters at the Black Women's Network breakfast, and she gave us an exercise where we did that and did some movement, and amazing how this had been so tense for me through getting ready for the event and possibly sleeping wrong and all the things, and in just those few minutes the shift of that was amazing for me. And we don't have much time, so I'm talking fast, but I do want to also shout you out and give my personal testimony and commercial, because in the work that we've done together, in just my first of all, I was in shock of what my body would allow me to do, and how amazing I felt following. And you guys know that my body has been through trauma, but the feeling and the amazing intensity of the feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, like the release, the clarity, and all of that was beyond. So I do want to say, um, Dr. Casey ain't no joke. So once again, if you when you are ready to contact Dr. Casey, please save this broadcast and just go ahead right now and click on there or copy and paste whatever you need to do to reach out to Dr. Casey Winans of Meraki Wellness. And so I just want to give you 30 seconds, Dr. Casey,
uh-huh.
to leave the boss talkers with something that you need them to know before we go off tonight.
Something I need them to know. Well, something I need them to know. Well, I need you to know that um, you are God's greatest creation. And when you look in your reflection, know that you're looking at the most powerful entity on this earth. Like I said earlier,
Mm.
you a lightning bolt has no comparison to the scientific and natural energy that is already proven. That lightning bolt is 300 million volts, and you are 3.5 trillion volts. And so I just want you to remember and realize that you are the greatest light, and I hope you shine your brightest. So God
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for all
bless
of this
you.
amazing wisdom and knowledge and information that you have shared tonight with the Boss Talkers. And Terry says, Dr. Casey, thank you so much. See you in the summer when you visit Detroit. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. And if you want to find Dr. Casey once again, there you have it. At Dr. Casey on Instagram and at Love Meraki Wellness. So thank you once again, Dr. Casey. This has been Boss Talk, y'all. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. We are here every single week on Wednesdays. That's Hump Day, y'all, at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, and 9 o'clock on that East Coast. So please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Send somebody to see us next time. We love you, and y'all know what to do. Live loved, and shalom, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. We'll see you next week. I'll let you rock out to my theme song.
I love your theme song. It's like, how can you not be?
Boss Talk.
Hey.
It's time.
It's time. I want to do with
Oh, one of a kind.
Boss Talk, Boss Talk with Shonda. 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 It's time for Shonda. Boss Talk.
Good night.
Night.